What's up, guys? Today I need to make a pair of acrylic fog light covers for the Forester. There's a few reasons why people do this. One is to have a cheap and easily replaceable lens cover, but my reason for making these is to make my front end a little more aerodynamically efficient, so let's get into it. I could make a cover out of carbon or fiberglass, but I wanted to retain the function of the fog lights. As you can see, the front bumper that I have is a JDM Crossports with the optional front lip section, so I can just use the same mounting hardware for the lens covers. I need to start off making a template. Since the fog light surround is curved, I'm going to make the template out of a couple of sheets of paper taped together. To keep the paper on the surround, I'm double-siding the tape to keep it in place while I mark it. I've also put tape around the surround, so I don't mark it up with a Sharpie. Once I have the template marked up, I just cut it out and make sure it lines up good with the fog light surround. The acrylic I'm using is a sheet of optics, 18 by 24 inch, 93 thousandths thick. It's plenty large enough to make both sides. They come in thicker sheets, but I need to curve these pieces, so that's why I chose the 93 thousandths thickness. Just to be clear, the sheet is clear. It just looks frosted right now because of the protective film over it. I'm using a Dremel with a heavy-duty cutoff wheel. I prefer the heavy-duty wheels as they don't break apart as easily as the standard cutoff wheels do. The trick to not cracking the acrylic is to just go slow and make one initial pass without going all the way through with the cut. Then you can go back over and finalize the cut, going very slow with both passes. Once the lens cover is finally cut out, I take some 220 grit sandpaper on a block and just clean up the edges and clean up my cuts, not being aggressive while doing so and taking my time. To drill the holes properly, I began by laying the acrylic over the fog surround and securing it in place with a couple of C-clamps. I also put a little heat into it with a heat gun just to make it more malleable so it wouldn't crack. Once it was secured, I marked the holes with a Sharpie and then used a grinding point from the Dremel kit to make the pilot hole for the larger drill. I did this because you don't want to use a standard center punch. If you do, you'll risk cracking the acrylic. With the pilot hole drilled, I matched up the size of the hole on the fog surround with a step drill. Now I know how far I need to go with the step drill. Drilling is the same as cutting. I use a high speed on the drill, but a slow feed into it. I also have the acrylic mounted on the back of some scrap wood, so when the drill breaks through the other side, it should help prevent it from cracking. Now, with the lens cut out, cleaned up, and the holes drilled, I just have to repeat this once more for the other side, and then I can start mounting them. When it comes to mounting, like I said earlier, I'm just going to use the same hardware as the fog surround. The sheet is thin enough to where the bolts don't come up short. I start on one side and slowly make my way over, making sure I'm keeping the acrylic warm with a heat gun. It's very cold where I'm at right now, so I have to be extra careful to not crack it. I'm also not tightening down any of the bolts until all of them are in place. Once all of them have started, I then go back and tighten them hand tight in a cross pattern. With both lens covers now done and mounted, we can call this project finished. So, if you made it this far, I appreciate you for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.